Hey guys, welcome to the podcast.
Well.
You know, they tell you in broadcasting school to not tell people how you're feeling. Like you don't want to be transparent.
Because it's not your fault that he's sick.
Right. They're coming to you for an improvement in their day. So you don't look to them for an improvement in your day. Like you're there to help them. They're not there to help you.
But you broke that wall.
Oh, I definitely did. I did. Well, I don't know. We talk about being sick, but you know what? It's like a brain fog. I can't. It's not a matter of, it's really funny because I think at one point I said I don't want to be here, but that's not true. I'm fine being here. It's just that I don't have anything to say. I just don't.
It's okay. Obi on Friday, if you go back to our last podcast, he was doing a quick poll on should he go to the doctor's office, should he not? And he found out he has a double sinus or a sinus infection and a double ear infection. Mm-hmm. So he is definitely sick.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm fine being here. I just don't have anything to say.
You can't get it out.
So I mean, there is a show here, but I don't know if it's any good. You guys enjoy it. See what you think. In the podcast,
that's open up for their interpretation if they like it or not.
Do what you got to do. We talk about let's see, The Martian, being sick, Aquaman. There's a lot of movie stuff here. Oh my gosh, the first 5, whatever. YouTube offers free movies. Going to see Aquaman early.
I guess I forgot we did do that all.
Black Friday Google Doc, which is also about movies. Beard lights.
That's not about movies.
It's not Count Chocula kind of movies.
That is about movies.
Pizza, mystery crunchies, password retrieval.
Did you put anything about Mystery Science Theater?
I left it out because I felt like we had so much already.
Aw, in the podcast, people like that sort of stuff.
Okay, well, I'll add it back in then.
Because then that's about a TV
also
show.
Also about movies. Movies on TV.
Movies on TV, totally different.
Yeah, boy, I did have a lot of fun with that this weekend.
Well, thank you guys for listening to the podcast today, and we promise you won't get what Obi has by listening.
I didn't mention it, but I actually stopped watching it because I was laughing so much that it was making me worse. Yeah, so I was like, I can't watch this.
Hey, that's an endorsement, though.
Yeah, kind of, right? Okay, so I'm adding the Turkey Day Marathon stuff right now. Let's see, podcast, and it's in there.
And we're good. All right.
It's that simple, peoples.
Woo!
All right, well, hey, you guys enjoy the podcast, and I hope you're leading up to a great holiday week. Bye.
What's worse than finding grounds in your coffee? Finding grounds in your coffee while listening to the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Happy Monday! At least it's Thanksgiving week, so there's something.
I got a huge disconnect on that.
Of course you do now, especially.
I can't connect the fact that it's Thanksgiving this week. Dude, so Friday on the show, we asked, hey, should I go to the doctor or not? And
it was kind of like an unofficial question of the morning, but with no prizes.
Yeah, the majority of you said no. You were all wrong. Because
don't just say it. It's like you need some momentum. Because he was like, should I go to the doctor on Friday or Monday? And you guys were like, oh, it's probably just a cold. They can't get you anything anyways. Go on Monday if you need to.
And so I went to the doctor Friday, and he's like, you've got a sinus infection. And here's what was interesting to me. He looks at my nose. He's like, yeah, it looks probably pretty infected in there. And then he looked at my ears, and he was like, oh. Oh.
And when the doctor says that to you, you're like, oh, no, what is it?
And I have, historically, I'm not an ear infection guy, but he was like, oh, yeah. He's like, you've got infections in both.
Where did the ear infection come out?
Well, you figure if I've got all that draining down my throat and, your throat, all that's connected, I guess it must have happened that way.
Even as grown-ups, you get ear infections, but you feel like it's a kid thing or something?
I had some pressure in my ears, but I wouldn't have said that my ears hurt. But I don't know, whatever. He actually said it was the ear infections that were worse. But, and I, even then, Friday I didn't feel good, but Saturday I woke up and it was, I have barely slept this weekend.
Aww.
Barely slept. And so, which is not to say I didn't sleep at all, but 4.5, 5 hours a night.
You just don't feel good.
Yeah. And Saturday morning I was up at 5 a.m. and it was like, well, we're up now. And that's it. But Saturday, I felt so much worse.
Yeah.
Even this morning, it's the first time I feel a little better. Because Saturday and Sunday both.
Because you went to the doctor and you got medicine.
Yes.
So now it's probably finally kicking in.
Yeah, that's actually what it feels like. It's of starting to kick in. But
oh, no, it's not a cold. It's a sinus infection and a double ear infection.
It was the real deal, man. The real deal. So I played video games and watched movies.
And that's healing to Obi. That is resting and healing.
It is.
And this is how the lesson we've learned is if you just don't feel good, you're going to have to go to the doctor.
It may. Well, for me, it's one of those things where I don't understand why I do this. It's almost like the more reticent I am to go to the doctor, the almost more I can guarantee you
that you really are sick with something.
That I am actually sick. For something inside me, when I'm actually sick, I'm like, we don't need to see no crazy doctor.
I'm fine.
We'll do this ourselves.
And then he's like, oh.
Oh, no, that's one of the signs.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning,
if you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
You must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on Radio U.
So many of you question whether or not I should spend so much money buying Blu-rays on Black Friday. But I want you to know that this weekend, I was obviously completely justified in all of my purchasing that I've ever done.
Because you were sick?
Oh, yeah. So I watched movies this weekend.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that copy of The Martian that I got
Did you finally watch this?
last year for $3 that I never watched.
Did you?
Off the shelf it came, and The Martian got watched, and I was just kind of like,
You're checking off the list, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you didn't tell me that you should have said that last break, how you got a lot done this weekend.
Oh, I did. I watched The Martian, and I saw The Equalizer 2.
Which one? Oh, from Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
We liked The Equalizer.
I love that. Well, you know what it is? It got John Wick 2-itis. It's
they
exactly
ruined
what
it.
it is.
That's the sickness.
They got the same disease.
That's a double ear infection if I ever heard of one.
They were just like, you know what we got to do? We got to ramp it up.
We got to ruin it.
We got to ramp it up. And it was not.
Not good.
No.
But at least you had the time to finally figure that out.
That's right, I did.
Was there anything else you wanted?
I did. From 1989, Leviathan.
What is that?
It is the most hilariously blatant alien ripoff I've ever seen in my life. I think I might have seen it before, but I can't remember. It is, let me tell you what, it's totally worth watching.
And you bought it?
No.
Oh, that's
this was
somewhere.
one, I rented it. Must have rented it. It was so much fun to watch it because it's so bad.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. And it was
that one's old bad, not like he watched last week, finally, The Meg. That's just like new and current
new bad.
That's
new
different.
bad.
They're
Yeah.
different.
They really are different. But I do love, it's always fun for me to see these movies where they've obviously spent a ton of money, put in a ton of work, and yet the result, you're like, man, just because you're working hard doesn't mean you're going to be good at something. And so,
and you watched it.
I love those kinds of movies.
Hey.
And so I definitely watched that. And it was great. I had a great time with that. And yesterday, I just almost wanted to call you and be like, that guy.
Guess what I did?
I'm watching The Martian.
I feel like we almost need a Google Doc of things in TV shows and movies and books that we're watching that we're trying to complete. So then that way it just sends you a notification hey, he watched it.
I just want to let you know.
She watched it, and then we can talk about it.
Well, I just feel like, and I realize this is mostly personal, maybe I haven't expressed it out loud, but The Martian to me has been one of those movies where it's see, you just buy stuff and don't watch it. You just buy stuff and don't watch it.
And you had never seen that, even though you bought it?
Right.
That's a risky move.
No, it wasn't, because it was $3. And so at that it was $3 on Black Friday, and I literally thought, okay, it would be $2 to rent it, $6 to rent it if you just do video on demand or whatever. So at $3, if I watch it one time, it's cost effective.
And you finally watched it.
I did it, guys.
Look at that.
Look at me.
Don't say he didn't do anything this weekend, because he did.
So now I've not only read the book, but I've also seen the movie.
Finally.
So I did it. I did it.
Well, it's almost like that was the Thanksgiving or something. That was your big holiday.
It was worth it. All that sickness was worth it.
And you watched the Mystery Science Theater stuff?
I can tell you about that later.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
One of the things that Nikki has not spent a lot of time talking about, but has been pretty pumped about, has been that new Aquaman movie that's coming up.
Oh, yeah. You know me so well, right? What's his name? The one guy?
Jason Momoa.
That's the guy.
You want to be his Khaleesi?
He is just amazing. And now he's underwater.
You know what that
means?
means.
This is the movie that has the weird underwater, makes it look like they're underwater, but they're not the CGI stuff.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be weird.
This means lots of scenes of him coming out of the water, dripping wet, shaking his hair out. Like, what are you looking at?
When
what?
It's been a long time since I've seen the trailer, but I think I preferred the when he was on land part, just because underwater it was just a lot of stuff.
I have zero love for Aquaman. Zero love. But I do think that, like, that's part of why I am interested in seeing the movie.
You are?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, am I excited? No, I'm not. It's more of a curiosity to me. Like, hey, can you make me, someone who doesn't care about Aquaman, can you make me care about Aquaman?
Well, I feel like, as someone who's not totally into all the character movies for the
Sure.
comic book stuff,
Sure.
that outside of Venom, and I didn't see Venom, and so I don't feel like that really was hitting me as the target. I just feel like we've been missing a fun superhero sort of movie.
Well, that's
one
because
that doesn't take itself too seriously, because, you know, we've missed out on one this holiday.
We did have Ant-Man and the Wasp earlier this year. And, you know, of course, you had Avengers Infinity War. But normally we'd be getting a Marvel movie about now.
Yeah.
And there isn't one.
And so you feel like something's missing.
It is a little odd. In fact, I feel like the holiday movie season is like, I mean, you know, Wreck-It Ralph comes out tomorrow, which I'm interested in that. I loved the original Wreck-It Ralph. Though, why did he have to break Penelope's cart? Like, there were parts of it where I was like, you know,
We don't need to act that way.
Sometimes I get frustrated with children's movies because you can see the adults that write them trying to work through their own childhood trauma.
Oh, sure.
And I'm just like, you know what, guys? Go to a counselor and then let's write
Then come back and write the movie.
Then maybe the movie could be like, Ralph doesn't have to be a jerk. Okay, but he's a bad guy.
There's a difference between a bad guy and a jerk.
I got off on my own little tangent there,
no,
didn't I?
I understand.
I guess I did. But here's the news on Aquaman. They are going to be offering... Nikki, are you an Amazon Prime customer?
I am.
I've got...
Amazon, Aquaman, the A's.
Look at this right here.
What do I get?
You could see Aquaman 1 week before everyone else.
Oh, they're hoping I'd actually go see it.
That's some hanky waving good news.
That's the only way I'd go see it. So what, are they just doing tickets or something?
Mm-hmm. Only for Amazon Prime members, though. You can go on December 15th to special showings.
Great.
The movie doesn't come out until December 21st, but you could go.
You know what I should do is bring a bucket of water.
Early.
You know, like how people sometimes dress up for the big movies?
Mm-hmm.
So you dress up and your Aquaman stuff, and then
Yeah.
you just have a friend every so often just splash water on you guys as you wait to get into the theater. Yes.
I'm shaking my head because it's good.
Yeah, it'll work.
Nikki's like, she's cosplaying. Every once in a while, she's got to whip her hair
I'm not
around.
just cosplaying, I'm living it.
Yeah, oh no, it's real.
So
It's
we're
real.
in the water in the
Well, you
movie.
could have an Aquaman showing, but like in a pool.
That'd be great.
And,
Actually, that'd be really fun.
And then when he's on land, everyone gets out of the pool. But when he's in the water, everybody has to get back in the water.
In, out, in, out. So it's like a workout class, too.
It's perfect.
Oh, why don't... This is marketing, guys.
I'm so excited about
This
it.
is how you market a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess if you want to see it early, then the Amazon thing is there, too.
Yeah, so you can, but only if you're an Amazon Prime member. And how expensive, I wonder, are these tickets?
Are
Too
they
much.
normal?
Let me introduce you to a little something, Nikki. I don't know if you're familiar with the phrase. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
It's $5 Tuesday.
Oh, I know. Isn't that nice? That's a cost-saving phrase that pays.
That's my Aquaman plans.
And you get popcorn.
Aquaman plans, $5 Tuesday.
Yeah, so you can wait it out.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to do
That's
right
what you
there.
need to go back and tell Amazon. Like, no, this is what I want.
Is this a $5 Tuesday? Then I don't want it.
The Riot used to be 3 people.
Please tell me we're not discussing video games again.
The other guy didn't make it. It's the Riot.
Did you guys go to the movies this weekend? I didn't because I was sick.
But you watched a lot of movies.
I watched movies at home that I already had.
Way to go.
That's good news.
But was the box office okay? Or sometimes, you know, it's quiet going into, everybody saves it for this week to go see something.
I don't know. Looks like people got out there. Top 5. Number 5 was Widows. No idea what that is.
What is that?
Number 4 was Instant Family.
Oh, yeah, that looked cute.
That was...
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, because Mark Wahlberg. Number 3, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Uh-huh.
The Queen biopic. Number 2, Dr. Seuss, The Grinch.
Yes.
And then the number 1 movie to hit over the weekend, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
All I saw over the weekend was just people saying how boring it is, but I didn't actually see from just a normal person who saw it, like if it was that boring or if that was just all the review stuff.
Everything you just said was my own personal experience.
Really?
The reviews were et cetera, but I didn't talk to a single real person on the street
Who actually saw
about
it.
what they liked. It made $62 million, which I can tell you is far less than they were hoping for.
Sometimes, though, when reviews pick up a certain flavor and style
and
to
everybody
them,
does it.
Everybody jumps aboard that train because they don't want to be like the one reviewing it in a different way.
Yeah. I can't remember. Has it been 2 years ago? Whenever the first one came out, I ended up at a family gathering and they put that in. So I sat down and I saw Fantastic Beasts. No. We all went to see it. And the first one, and I just didn't like it at all.
Sure. Well, I hold back. That's fine.
I'm just being honest. Like, I just...
That's what we expect. We really would like you to.
I'm not giving you a well-thought critique. I'm just telling you that I walked out of it like, not only did I not really enjoy it, but I have zero interest in a sequel. So...
they didn't listen to you.
Well, no, they've already, it's a trilogy, right? Then they already announced that they were doing 3 of them. So, and I'm sure they'll make plenty of their money back, but I just didn't care for the first one. So the second one is very much off my radar.
So is there anything else besides the Wreck-It Ralph one this week? And is that Thanksgiving Day? Or is that
Wreck-It Ralph
Wednesday?
comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
okay.
It's out tomorrow. I would really like to see that. I enjoyed the first Wreck-It Ralph quite a bit. And so I know a lot of people have been complaining like, it's just a bunch of internet jokes.
And it feels like, okay, to me, the internet jokes will be like, I don't know why, 10 years too old.
Totally.
It has a really old style to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know if it'll be funny enough.
I don't know either, but I really liked Wreck-It Ralph. I liked Ralph. I liked Vanellope. And I'm up for it. Like, I hope it's good. And
I don't know if it's go out worthy. Like, I might just have to wait for it to come to me.
I'm going away for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was home for Thanksgiving, then it probably would happen. But I know I'm not going to see it this weekend because we're going to be out and about. And where we're going, I don't even think they have a movie theater.
He's going that far out.
So I don't know.
Well, we'll just see, and we'll regroup later and decide if we're going to go see it.
Mm-hmm. So you'll have to let us know if you guys see it. I actually would love to hear what you guys think of it. 877-2-RADIO-U. Text or call when you see that Ralph movie.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So, Nikki, speaking of movies.
Yes.
Speaking of movies,
yes.
And Julia texting in, she said that her friends really liked
the
Grindelwald.
Yes, okay.
So thanks, Julie.
Thank you for texting, which you guys can do anytime you want to say hey or join in the conversation. 877-2-RADIO-U, you're welcome to.
We absolutely love to hear from you guys. The other thing that I'm looking at here, though, is maybe you find yourself wanting to watch a movie, but you can't, you don't want to pay for it. I've got some great news for you.
That doesn't stop a lot of people.
Well, you don't want to pay for it, and you also do not want to do anything.
A strike against your internet.
A legally gray area in order to acquire the films that you feel you need and deserve.
You get seasick, so you don't want to live the life of a pirate.
Mm-hmm. So in the middle of all of that, YouTube, they never really announced it, but over the weekend, they started offering movies that have ads in them so you can watch them for free. So, Nikki, would you be interested in watching Agent Cody Banks?
Oh, that is not a strong showing if that's the best foot forward.
What about Legally Blonde?
No, I liked that back in the day.
But
Maybe Nikki liked that movie.
You can watch that movie with commercials and see it for free.
That sounds terrible. That sounds like TV.
That's what it is.
I know, and I don't want to watch it.
And then let's not forget about the original Terminator.
Oh.
You can watch that.
Way to go, YouTube.
With the commercials.
Wow. All right. Well, that's something.
You know what? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something.
If you're, say, going home for the holidays this week and you're just dying and you need something,
well
there's
dying,
something. It's a bit drastic, I know, but you were like, man, I just wish I could watch Legally Blonde or The Terminator.
How many times did you say that this weekend?
And now this will take care of it.
Welcome to the riot where we make your dreams come true.
No, that's YouTube. I'm afraid to ask, what's the commercial ratio?
I have no idea. I actually kind of wondered the same thing. Is it like 30-second ad for 30 minutes of movie. That's not
so
it.
nice. I mean,
that's
I
not
was
it.
thinking every 3 minutes do you get a little thing.
But Vudu has that as well. That's the Walmart's video on demand. Have you ever looked at their...
Vudu drives me crazy. And the lineup seems a lot like the movies that we just offered here.
Probably the same ones.
Yeah, it's nothing anything amazing.
What about Vudu drives you crazy? Because I use iTunes and Vudu. Those are basically the two places where I watch movies I've purchased.
And I use iTunes and Amazon, and it feels like it's so much better structure-wise and just look-wise.
Amazon is?
And Vudu just seems like it's always really bad-looking movies that they try to push out.
Oh, well, that's certainly true.
So it just looks bad.
I don't like the Amazon app. Their instant video app or whatever.
Yeah, well, no, that's if I've already purchased it, then it's fine. But
yeah, okay.
No, their little setup and their let's find a movie thing, that could be overhauled.
Yeah, I realize that, it's not as easy as snapping your fingers, but you just feel like they could do better.
Well, that's why with my remote, I can actually just talk to it and it'll pull it up.
Couldn't they just do better?
Hey, listen, we don't need to critique too much, okay? We aren't happy with everything.
I can talk to my remote and have it bring it up too.
Yeah, so then you don't need to even deal with Amazon and that, but Vudu looks way worse.
All right, well, YouTube wants to give you free movies if you're willing to watch a commercial. So Agent Cody Banks, and you don't even know what that movie is, which is why, look at that. That's a movie you've never seen.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It sounds great.
That makes you, for you, it's the premiere.
You got that, or you got the old first Terminator.
The very first Terminator, 1980 something.
So then you'll recognize, when someone says a Arnold Schwarzenegger tagline, you're like, oh, that's from that movie. I saw that. Legally Blonde. That's your options. Mm-hmm. That's them picking from each type of person they feel they could grab.
Yeah, and the other thing is...
There's a guy, there's a girl, and there's a child.
Here's the sad thing, is that with a little bit of searching, you could probably could have found those on YouTube anyway.
Oh, yeah, no, they don't really. They're not watching those.
YouTube is loaded with movies for free that are just on there.
Well, a lot of them, they pitch the voice, and it beats the algorithm.
It's weird, right?
Think Obadiah owns too many video games?
Get us out of here! Roger that!
Well, maybe you'll think differently when... Okay, you're right. There's no conceivable scenario where anyone needs that many. The Riot on RadioU.
Now, Nikki, I'm getting ready. I'm getting my Black Friday game together here.
Yes.
And, man, there's a guy who has made... This is amazing to me. He has made a Google Doc that he has shared. He anybody can download it, and he has sorted. This is crazy. All of the console deals, for video games. So you can search by PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, Nintendo 3DS, and then for movies, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K Blu-ray. And he's just got different tabs.
Dude, he's done all the work.
No, look at this. He's got the names of the movies alphabetically, and then Best Buy, Meijer, Shopko, Target Red Card, and Walmart. And all of the prices that have been published so far.
Yeah.
He has them all listed, and he's got it set up so it's color-coded that it will automatically highlight the cheapest one available.
First off, you were making a spreadsheet for your Black Friday stuff, but it seems like this guy already did it. And he did it to a level that we can't do that.
Well, mine
our
is...
skills do not handle that.
Mine is literally just a list of what I wanted and the price, because I just want to make sure that
you get something under the actual going rate.
Right, and I want to make sure I don't overspend, meaning that, I only have so much money that I can spend, so I don't want to spend more than I'm, than I have money for.
Dana's like, the hero we didn't know we needed. That's right. This guy's done it.
You needed him. He was there for you.
Did you see anything from his stuff then, or are you just going to keep an eye on it?
No, there just hasn't been. I think I've said this before. I've been a little disappointed. Part of it has to do with me already owning a bunch of movies, and two, the 4K stuff is just not that cheap.
Sure.
I went from the excitement was back in the day. I was buying movies for $3 to $5 a piece, and I'd buy 10 movies, and after a while, you do that enough. And there's nothing left to buy. You bought everything that you could, you'd even be interested in.
And even though a 4K deal might be going on, 4K deals don't get down to that low.
No, they're not that inexpensive. And the other thing I did, and this is going to sound a little ridiculous, but after I watched The Martian this weekend from last year's Black Friday sale.
Because you never even seen it.
I sat there and I literally was just like, you know what? This Blu-ray was pretty good. I don't know if we need to go out and rebuy a bunch of movies in 4K. And so I went
Depends
through
on the movie.
It does. I went through and slashed my list down, and I took several movies off my list. Now, some stayed, but some went.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes your eyes just open. You're like, wait, I can save money here, but then spend more money there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Samantha, for texting. Her husband's been using that spreadsheet. The guy's been doing it for the last couple of years, and so
Fantastic.
Obie's now just getting on board with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been a CAG follower for a while, but I don't know that I've ever actually looked at a spreadsheet. That's the website, and I was like, whoa.
This guy's he's doing
this guy. He's out there providing a real community service.
So we should say thank you to him.
I mean, that's a guy that deserves some love right there.
Your morning, but without yelling, laughing, or music.
Don't deprive me of that.
We wouldn't dream of it. It's The Riot on Radio U.
How's your beard game for November going, guys?
I feel like we saw a lot in the beginning, but then, people stopped doing it as much.
Yeah, I don't feel like I hear a lot of people talking about it.
As much?
Yeah.
Wasn't Hudson doing it?
Is he?
Well, that's why
He
he
already
shaved.
has a beard.
No, he shaved back in October.
Yeah, but he was growing it back in October.
Yeah, but he wanted to start over to continue into No Shave November.
Is that really why he shaved?
Yeah, he wanted to grow the beard better, and he felt like he had to start, fresh. Yeah, that's why.
Okay, sure. I can accept that. Mm-hmm. Not that Hudson needs my acceptance, because if he did, he needs to work a lot harder for it.
I think he said he just couldn't, it just wasn't growing anymore or doing anymore, and he had to just start over.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen lots of photos of people with beard baubles, and I've also seen people take Christmas lights and put them in their beard. But right now, I'm staring at some lights that are specifically designed for your beard.
Uh-huh.
So they're smaller, they're LED, and that way they can run longer on a battery.
It's cute. I saw it.
Yeah, 15,
I love
$15.
If you've got the beard that can hold them up, I love the Christmas, the bobble look with the Christmas ornaments. Mm-hmm. And you put those and put a little glitter in your beard. Dude, you got a picture right there.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you get a lot of likes with that.
That's something
now
you can do
put
for
Christmas
sure.
lights in it.
You can put Christmas lights in your beard.
You can be like the leader of the Christmas party.
Nikki, are you ready to start wearing a fake beard?
To get that?
Just so you can have the lights in it?
Well, I can just put them in my hair, can't I?
You could just put them in your hair.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
And are you going to get Eric these beard lights? He's got a beard.
He does have a beard that can handle it.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think he'd want me to do it, though. He wouldn't play along.
All right.
I need a stand-in who's got a beard
Let's say
who will.
that he was willing to play along.
Then I would get those for him.
You would totally buy them for him?
Yeah, that's a nice stocking gift.
15. Yeah, but I feel like you're going to need it before the stocking. You need these leading up to Christmas.
I need it for a good picture.
Like Radio U Christmas lunch, and we're going to go ahead and...
We wear our Christmas sweaters,
Mm-hmm.
our ugly ones, and then we wear whatever lights we can.
Doesn't that sound lovely?
I think it does. I think it's great.
Okay. Well, it's just something to think about.
I don't, I don't know what it's like when you have a beard. Mm-hmm. So I don't know the accessories and stuff. Mm-hmm. Whereas me growing up my entire life, everybody's always trying to throw in an accessory or a piece of jewelry at me.
Sure.
So when you're a girl, you're kind of used to that. But I don't know with guys and beards if that's really something a lot of people would go for.
I don't know.
I think it is, but I don't know if people will jump into it.
I think what Nikki's saying is, guys, if you want that extra attention that you're looking for,
put some lights in your beard, man.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of ornaments, and you're good.
Yeah. Let's see. Andrew says,
he can't
I
grow
look
a
like an
beard.
awkward teenager if I try to grow facial hair, so I generally pass on the beard growing months. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, sure. Why not? I get that. I've got friends that can't grow a beard. I could grow one, but I don't want one.
You ever like to go past the itchy phase?
No, not interested. But you know what? Good on everybody else. Enjoy your beard.
Now you have...
Put a light on it.
You've been growing your beard, and now you'll have something to add to what you've done during all of November.
You're so good looking. Look at you.
You remember that time you started your morning with a gas station breakfast sandwich and immediately regretted it? Yeah, it's like that. The Riot. Radio U.
Got to say hi to Meg. Hi, Meg. You know what she sent us, Nikki?
What'd she send us?
A little something about the Monster Cereal cinematic universe.
More cereal stuff.
Did you catch that?
I think I saw part of the article, but I didn't see what it actually was going about.
Okay, so the idea here is that the fine people at General Mills, cereal people.
Yes.
And the monster cereals, Boo Berry, Frankenberry, Count Chocula, they basically have put an open, like, hey, everybody, kind of shout out saying we're looking for talented people with ideas to work with us to basically help us decide what we can do with our monster cereals. So, like, whether it would be an animated movie, and they're looking for multi-tiered stuff. So, whether it would be comic books, video games, movies, whatever, and they're accepting ideas. We're like, hey, you got an idea? You want to write something up? Now, of course, you got to.
I feel like this is a trap. Like they're just taking your work.
Well, okay.
Because normally, they're the ones coming with the ideas or the contests and stuff. But I guess they want to know.
Here's how it works. It's at workwiththemonsters.com. That's the website, workwiththemonsters.com. And here's their submission guidelines. It says, we're keeping it easy. 1, tell us a little about yourself. 2, we'll reach out to confirm your details. 3, once we've established your credentials, we'll ask you to submit your pitch. 4, an eager group of filmmakers, producers, writers, lawyers will review your pitch. 5, if we choose your pitch, we'll work together to bring it to life.
What is the website again?
It's workwiththemonsters.com.
Okay.
And the monsters, of course, being the monster cereal people.
Well, when I put it in, it doesn't want to be reached, but maybe the site's just super busy.
Really?
Or my Chrome is still not working very well this morning, but workwiththemonsters.com doesn't want to work.
That's weird. Well, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm looking at it, and that was kind of their guidelines. They've got a Q&A that will answer some more questions, but the idea is you all know that you've been spending time writing Count Chocula fanfics, right? I mean,
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not.
I mean, but they're just saying that it's time for you to take those fanfics and they might be willing to realize them fully. So, come on.
I was going to work with the mobsters. No joke. That's why this site wasn't working. That's an upcoming thing for later.
I will tell you, sometimes one letter changes everything.
Does. It really does. And it's like, admitted that was user error. I admit.
That's fine. So workwiththemonsters.com. And you know what Meg's point was that you and I typically come up with great stories on the fly.
For sure.
So she felt like we really could come up with something in this mix. And so I don't know. I see some possibilities. One of the ones I thought of was almost like a Powerpuff Girls kind of thing, where there's one mad scientist that accidentally spilled something, and all of a sudden you end up with these 3 monsters.
How about you get these 3 guys and they
have to raise a baby?
No, they haven't been friends since high school. They all went away to college, but now they're back at home, moved in with their parents, and so they're back in the neighborhood. And it's their antics as they try to find a job, and they have to grow up, but aren't really grown up, and it's their life.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. Are they already the serial characters, or do they create the serial characters as a way to make money?
They're already the serial characters.
So, and like the thing is, I find it hard to believe they can't get a job, because right now you're telling me that the Count can't sell that cereal, because I buy it.
But in their world, he's just the Count. Like, that's just his name, but it's not anything too special.
Okay, what if they live in a world where like to us, they're very special, but everybody has a cereal, so they're not special?
See, okay, just get paper.
Okay, and then they have a friend that invents a machine that lets them come to our world where they're celebrated as celebrities and stuff.
Something like that.
That's a possibility.
All right, well, we'll get working on that so they can take our idea and work with us on how to implement the idea.
We're just pitching them. Just a couple things here and there.
I think we can come up with something.
Turn it up loud enough and your neighbors will call the cops. Because it's obviously a cry for help. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki, on my birthday this year, a crime was committed.
What happened?
This crime was a felony and a misdemeanor count of food violation. Well, food violations. And this,
so, like, they weren't making it right or something?
Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, he's just complaining about his cake again. Here we go. More talk about his birthday and his cake.
Yeah, E. coli cake.
No. This was at the Detroit Tigers Stadium. Jalen Curley, This is amazing. You go to the ballpark, and what do you order? Pizza. And what do you pay for it? What, $50 for a slice?
Sounds about right.
$55 for a slice?
You're buying the slice, but you're buying the experience that comes with the slice. So, of course, they got to charge you a little bit more.
And you know what that experience is? Jalen spitting on your pizza.
Someone at the... Oh, he was the one working there?
Uh-huh. This is amazing. Somebody, I didn't know this, but somebody caught it on Instagram. That's where they found out about it. A coworker caught him spitting on pizza, and I thought it was going to be like grainy footage.
Looks
like
great.
No, this is like I'm here with my iPhone taking footage of you spitting on the pizza.
No question, it's you and of what you're doing.
Hawking a big loogie, and then just you know what? Here's the part that got me. I imagined it being on like a finished pizza. No. It was on a piece, and then he spread the sauce on it, and then baked it and everything.
So there'd be no way you would know that you got that piece of pizza.
Absolutely not. So probably. I mean, the hope is it baked out, but it didn't.
Just want to sit someone down who does that, who spits in people's food, and probably just smack him out the back of the head. But then also just ask, like, what's the deal? Does it make you feel, like, better? Or why are you doing that?
His coworker said that he was having a bad day. But then...
Well, yeah, okay. If that's what you think you need to do then to make you feel better.
I don't even want to know. Like, I ordered pizza over the weekend. I went to pick it up. The guy at the window was so rude. And
you wonder what he does.
I didn't anything. It was just, I was like, I'm here to get my pizza. And I gave him the money for it. And, that was it. Like, I didn't do anything.
You try to lay low, but you're at the mercy of whatever is going on.
It was just pep and cheese. I didn't have a special order.
Now, let's throw this out to Domino's, Donato's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, all right? So, the bigger chains for pizza. Why don't we, because they're always like, here, you can follow along where your pizza's going through the oven and you can track it as you get to you.
Pizza tracker's a lie, but go ahead.
Why don't you instead, like the restaurants where it's an open kitchen, instead you get cameras all over the kitchen.
And you can watch your pizza.
And you can watch your pizza actually being made. And we're not talking the low quality like you're mentioning. We're talking high quality. You can see what's going on. You can hear what's going on. And you know what your food is being made with.
Here's Jalen making your pizza right now.
And then you're like, wait,
there
what are you doing?
I
didn't order that. I didn't ask for that sauce. And you would be able to tell. And you could just sit there at your computer watching while I make it.
Pizza cam.
Yeah. That might be enticing for people to trust your company.
That's not a bad idea. You might be onto something there,
You
Nikki.
can actually see your pizza.
All right. Well, he ended up, this happened back in September, but it's news because he just avoided jail because what did he get? Probation. And he has to take anger management classes. Oh, and he's not allowed to work around food during his probation period.
Great.
So, and I'm thankful for that.
That seems like that's a starting off point, I feel like, for what he should get.
But the only thing that bothers me is you understand that this is just a window into an entire
food
world.
Industry, yes.
An entire world.
And just a tip of the iceberg of what he's probably been doing.
Oh.
Believe it or not, the Riot doesn't have an endorsement deal with Nabisco. They just keep talking about all the new Oreo flavors for free. It's the Riot on Radio U.
This morning, I went for my McDonald's.
Yeah.
I didn't do McDonald's last week. I don't think. Maybe I did. Who knows? But my life is a series of rules. And one of the rules is that I'm allowed to have fast food breakfast
once a week.
Like McDonald's once a week. Keeps me from going every day, but it enables me to, take control of my circumstance.
Because sometimes they're like, well, if you take it away completely, then you can't sustain that. And
right.
So if you're like, oh, I'll allow myself to have it once a week, then you're fine.
So went for it, got my McDonald's this morning on the way in. And for $2.08, I can get a large Diet Coke and a sausage biscuit, which is what I did.
Yeah.
And so I got my sausage biscuit. I pulled up, put it in park, unwrapped the biscuit, put the soda down in the little soda holder, and began to eat my biscuit. And everything is fine. Now, of course, Nikki and I drive to work in the dark.
So you're not going to see much.
Mm-hmm. And so as I'm biting down, all of a sudden I get some sort of a very strange crunch. And
is it crispy sausage?
I don't know.
Did you look at what it was?
Well, that's when I had to make a choice.
Yeah. Do you not want to know, or do you just want to spit it out?
Is it better to know or to not know what the weird mystery crunch was? And there this morning, not feeling well, very drugged up, trying to make my way in to do this wonderful show for you wonderful people, I made a decision.
Uh-huh.
And that decision was, it is better not to know.
Oh, so you never looked? Oh, I couldn't do. I would just have to find out.
I just took a drink and let it slide.
Spit it out.
No.
And did you eat the rest of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No more mystery crunches.
I bet you it was just crunchy sausage.
Could have been a
They're
crunchy
not cooking
sausage.
it right that early. It was probably just left too long and it's crunchy.
It's probably that. Could have been dried up phlegm, like the guy in the Detroit Tiger
Could have been
Stadium.
maybe someone who's working there, one of their antibiotics. Maybe that'll make you feel better. You got free medicine.
You know what? It was probably free medication that they were distributing. You know what it was? They heard me. They were like, you know what? That man, he's got a sinus infection and an infection in each ear.
Yeah.
What he needs is some extra medicine. Extra medicine.
He didn't order that combo, but don't charge him. Let's just put that on in there.
We're going to go ahead and give him a freebie.
Ugh.
So go ahead
Next
and
time, spit it out, though.
put one of those chewables. Why? You know?
What if it wasn't actual food?
Well, I mean, Nikki, everything's food if you believe.
Okay. But it could have been machine or it could have been something else.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, you're over it.
Well,
It's
what? So
water
you're saying,
over the...
what would you have done? You're saying you would have spit it out?
Yeah, I would have spit it out.
Okay, would you have looked or would you have just spit it out and thought, I'm better off not knowing?
No, I probably would have looked. It would have bugged me forever.
Well, you just had to know?
Just can't let it go, can I?
It's probably like a cockroach or something, like just a crunch. But they say in the future that's all we're going to eat anyway.
Maybe they're testing it. We're a test market.
Could have been.
They're like, don't tell them again what it is.
Unbeknownst to a lot of our customers, we've been feeding them cockroaches. Let's watch and see what happens.
Allegedly for McDonald's.
Allegedly, yeah.
We're not getting into that.
We've got no proof on this, but we all know it's true.
Nikki and Obadiah. Obadiah and Nikki.
Love, hate, hate, love.
All right, everyone in, let's go.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Coming on Thursday to Netflix, Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's practically Christmas.
Those two don't go together.
They don't go together?
They do not. But did
They're
you
not
watch
connected?
yesterday?
I did.
I think it's a marathon. Is that
They
what
did.
it is?
They did the annual Turkey Day Marathon, which is a Mystery
Twitch?
Science Theater thing. That it was on Twitch and YouTube yesterday, actually. Though it seemed like the Twitch stream was a higher quality than the YouTube stream was. But that's the show where the guy and the little robots are at the bottom of the TV and they're making fun of the movies. And I've talked about it too much on our show. I have. But you know what, guys?
We're
so
almost
excited.
done because the new season starts on Thursday. Just let them enjoy it and have it.
So I watched the Turkey Day Marathon yesterday. Not all of it, but a couple of chunks of it. And had
but they were all episodes you've seen, right?
Not all of them.
Not all, okay.
But a couple of them. I had a great time with that. And if you tuned in early, which I did, they did like the behind the scenes making of the new show. That was fascinating to watch because you know how when you watch something and it's obviously cheap, like there's this element of like, oh, this is not a real high budget show. That being said, it still cost a ton of money and it required a ton of effort to make this quote unquote cheap show take place. So like there are a couple of shots of like in Mystery Science Theater 3000, the new TV show on Netflix, like, hey, this is this guy's spaceship. And you're like, it looks so cheap. And then they go show you the concept art and you're like, somebody spent hours and hours.
Well, I mean, the fact that they had concept art.
Well, and they start describing the sets. And there are all these things about the sets that I had never noticed where they're like, oh, yeah, like we've got these tubes running everywhere because her technology runs on this liquid and blah, blah, blah. And it's part of this. And we took our inspiration from a talk show set. And I mean, like they went on and on and on. And it was, that's the stuff I love. I love listening to artists talk about what they create, why they create it, and the process behind creating it. So it's fascinating when there's something I like. There's so many things about it that I just completely took for granted that when you listen to them talk about it, you're like, whoa, right. This isn't filmed on location on the moon. They had to spend days and weeks designing and building
many meetings.
This thing that we're looking at. It was fascinating to me to listen to.
The new season's on Thursday.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Oh, you gonna watch it first thing in the morning?
I'm so excited. Well, no, I'm not. Because
you're not that excited then.
Well, no, here's what, Nikki, I don't know if...
Because if it was, you'd be up.
I got a phone call from some people in Dublin. I'm going to have to go to a turkey trot that morning.
Oh, come on. So I canceled my turkey trot. I've been busy.
So they're asking me if I could fill in for someone that canceled last minute.
This is the show that you've been doing forever, and you love this thing. I'm just meaning, if you wake up during the night, would you just like, I'm going to roll over, I'm going to watch it?
No, because I'll tell you what's going to happen. Thursday, my plans are I'm doing a destination Thanksgiving, which I don't know if other people do that, but it was a thing for us this year. So I'm meeting a bunch of family at a place. We're doing Thanksgiving. And so we're all staying together, and I have made plans with a couple of friends and some roommates that at Thursday I don't think we've set a time yet, but we're all waiting. And we're all going to watch it
bring your
together.
Box with you or something to watch? Or?
Well, no, I'll be home.
Okay.
Middle of the day on Thanksgiving Day, I'm going to be home.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So when we come back, we're going to get together and we're going to watch Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Don't party too hard, okay? I care, and I don't want to see you hurt.
I get it.
Just take your time and pace yourself, okay?
I get it. You know what? Listen, people talk about finding their tribe. That's the part that makes me sad, is I find my tribe, and look at us. We're all a bunch of losers. But you know what? We're going to have a lot of fun.
Am I in that tribe, or do I just know the tribe?
You just know them.
Okay.
You're just on the outside looking. Nikki, I'm the only one in my tribe in this building. Nobody else is in my tribe.
I know other people are looking forward to it.
It's fine. It's fine. I am comfortable with being an outcast. I mean, I've been at it this long. Just keep me out here.
Keep adding to it.
The Riot. Turn it down.
And rip the knob off.
RadioU.
What are you so excited about?
Thank you to a listener who sent me on Insta Story I think it's one of the featured apps today, but it's got a bear on it, so they thought to share it with me.
Called Remember?
Yeah, it's a password storing site.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we've all got those where we save our passwords, but this one has a little personal assistant that's a bear, and he'll kind of help you along each password in each way, and it is super cute. I mean, that's my aesthetic right there.
Are you
signing up?
Are you in?
I probably will.
Have you ever used an
app for that?
Yeah.
No, I have it locked on something else, but to keep all my passwords together. And then just on Apple devices, we have a keychain stuff anyways. But this is a bear. It's a cute bear.
Totally different.
So he's very I'm looking at the website, friendly, approachable design, and you've got the bear.
Dude, over the weekend, how can I give you the details without all that? Bottom line is basically I had an online account that I had gotten fraud or whatever. So they're like, hey, no problem. Set up 2-step authentication with Google Authenticator, which I did a phone ago. Well, guess what happens when your phone breaks? It's tied to your phone.
Yeah.
So when I went to log in, they were like, open your phone for Google Authenticator. So I did, and I'm like, oh, crap. That was my other phone that's broken.
Yeah.
That was not a short process.
No,
it was
you log into your Gmail account and you can change it that way.
Yeah, but then you also have, at least I had to go directly to them as well, like the company it was Ubisoft. I was buying Assassin's Creed.
Okay? Now we need to say it.
So,
why didn't you just be honest within the first place?
Because I don't want to advertise for everybody. Okay, but that's what I was doing, and I tried.
You're gonna wait on Assassin's Creed.
It was on sale for the Black Friday price, and I was sick, and so I was like, "I'm sitting here. I'm watching movies. I might as well just go ahead and get it now. I got the free time and the money.
You weren't gonna tell us, were you?
Let's just do it, okay?"
And now it got found out,
and it took me like an hour because I had to wait online chat with Ubisoft's Uplay representatives, and then I had to reset something in Google Authenticator, and on and on and on. And so I'm not sure if I can trust a bear anymore, okay?
Well, I mean,
what if a bear eats my phone? Will this bear be able to help me with that bear?
No, it's just keeping your passwords. But again, for me, they had me at the cute little cuddly bear. That's the perfect way to get me to download your app.
Well, I didn't deal with no cuddly bear over the weekend.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
But it's fine.
You bought Assassin's Creed. You did.
I did, and I really like it.
Do you? All right.
I was having a great time with it.
It's not the one you have free access with, or what was that
yes,
game?
Yes, it is. But you know what, Nikki? Okay. Let me tell you right now. All right.
Because you're on the
Project Stream thing
Project
from Google.
Stream, yeah.
Nikki, let me tell you something.
You have
all
the
right?
game.
I have invested a certain amount of money in a certain amount of infrastructure to make my games appear at a certain quality. Project Stream does not deliver the quality
where you
that
living
I
at?
wanted.
Sure.
And I decided that it's my birthday money, and if I want to pay for the quality, then I'm paying for it. So I did.
Okay. And plus, with Project Stream, you don't get to save your progress once it's all done in January. So
you see how Remember kicked us all the way out here?
Look where we're at now.
Look where we are now.
Okay. I'm glad you got it.
Let's just take 5.
We're glad.
Just take 5, all right? Everybody's good.
You're like, I'm not telling anybody I'm getting this, and now we all know.
I got other things, too. Stick around. More confessions coming up.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Everything's food if you believe.